It's getting dark. The sun is dropping below the horizon, and you are a human being 100,000 years ago. You have no house, no walls, no door to lock. And out there, in the darkness that's swallowing the world around you, things are waking up. Things with better eyes than yours, things that are hungry, and they know exactly where you are. This was the single most dangerous time in the daily life of an ancient human. Every night was a battle for survival against a simple, terrifying fact. When the sun goes down, you go blind, and the things that eat you do not. So how did we make it? How did a slow, weak, night-blind ape survive millions of nights in a world full of predators built for the dark? The answer is a story of fire, cleverness, and a survival instinct you are still carrying in your body right now. Let's start with the danger, because it was very real. You are a daytime animal. Your eyes are built for sunlight, packed with cells for color and detail, and they are nearly useless once the light fades. But the hunters of the night, the lions, the leopards, the hyenas, they were built the opposite way. Their eyes drink in the faintest light. They see you as a clear target in what, to you, is near total blackness. And they knew the darkness was their advantage. Studies of lions today show they attack people far more often in the dark, especially in the days right after a full moon when the nights turn blackest. That is not a coincidence. That is the exact predator, in the exact conditions that hunted our ancestors for millions of years. The fear you feel in a dark room, that prickle on the back of your neck when the lights go out, is not childish. It is ancient. It is the echo of 100,000 generations who learned correctly that the dark is where you die. So how do you fight an enemy you cannot see in a world with no light? You make your own. Fire was the answer to the night, and it changed everything. Picture that first circle of firelight pushing back against the black. Inside it, you can see. You have warmth. And crucially, most predators are terrified of flame. A burning fire became a wall without bricks, a glowing barrier that lions and hyenas would not cross. For the first time, our ancestors had a safe place in the open dark. The campfire wasn't just cozy. It was a fortress made of light, and it had to be defended. Someone had to gather enough wood before nightfall to last until dawn. Someone had to feed it, tend it, keep it from dying in the cold hours before morning. A fire that went out in the middle of the night could mean death. So the flame became the center of everything. The one thing the whole group organized itself around, night after night, for hundreds of thousands of years. And fire did something even bigger than protect them. It stole time back from the night. Before fire, when the sun set, your day was simply over. There was nothing to do in the dark but hide and wait, tense and afraid, for morning. Fire extended the day. It created a pocket of warm, lit, defended time after dark, and that time turned out to be one of the most important things that ever happened to our species. Because around that fire, people talked. They shared stories. They taught the young. They planned. Some scientists think the firelit night is where language, culture, and imagination truly caught fire, right alongside the flames. The night stopped being only a threat and became the first place humans gathered to be human. But you can't keep a fire roaring every second of every night. Eventually, you have to sleep. And sleep is the most vulnerable thing an animal can do, lying still, unconscious, defenseless, for hours, in a world that wants to eat you. So how did they survive that? The answer is beautifully simple. They didn't sleep alone, they slept in groups. And within the group, something remarkable happened, something scientists have actually measured in hunter-gatherer communities that still live this way today. People of different ages naturally sleep at different times. The younger adults stay up late. The older members wake before dawn. Some stir and shift throughout the night. The result is that, purely by accident of age, there is almost always at least one person awake at any given moment. A living, breathing alarm system. Researchers who studied this in a group in Tanzania found that across a whole night, the entire camp was fully asleep at the same time for only a matter of minutes. Someone was nearly always on watch without anyone ever being assigned the job. Think about how elegant that is. No schedule, no guard duty, no one forced to stay up. Just the natural spread of when different people happen to feel sleepy, quietly guaranteeing the group was almost never defenseless. Your grandparents' restless sleep may be an ancient security system, still running. Then there was the matter of where to lie down. Our earliest ancestors likely slept up in the trees, safely out of reach of ground predators. And there's an incredible fossil of that time buried inside your own body. You know that sudden jolt, the falling sensation that snaps you awake just as you're drifting off? That's called a hypnic jerk, and one leading idea is that it's a leftover reflex from our tree sleeping past, a sudden muscle check to catch you before you tumble out of the branches. A ghost of a danger your ancestors faced every single night, still twitching through your body today. Later, on the ground, they got even cleverer. Archaeologists have found the remains of ancient sleeping sites, and they are startlingly sophisticated. In one, we found bedding made of layered plants. And here's the genius part. The specific plants they chose were natural insect repellents, laid down to keep biting bugs away as they slept. And when the bedding got old or infested, they simply burned it and made fresh bedding on top. Clean, pest-free beds, tens of thousands of years ago. Now step back and look at what all of this did to us. Because surviving the night didn't just keep our ancestors alive, it reshaped how we sleep forever. Compared to our closest primate relatives, who sleep 13 to 17 hours a day, humans sleep far less, around 7 hours. But our sleep is dramatically deeper and more efficient, richer in the intense dreaming stage called REM. And the leading explanation is safety. Because fire and the sleeping group made the night secure, our ancestors could finally afford to sleep hard, to drop into deep, restorative, dream-heavy sleep instead of dozing lightly with one eye open like a nervous animal. The safety they built in the dark literally rewired human sleep into something short, deep, and powerful. Your entire relationship with sleep was forged in those dangerous ancient nights. So the next time darkness falls and you feel that faint, irrational unease, or you jerk awake as you drift off, or you lie down in a soft, safe bed, remember what you're really feeling. You are carrying the night inside you, the fear that kept your ancestors alert, the reflex that kept them in the trees, the deep sleep that fire finally made safe. They faced a darkness full of teeth and eyes, and they beat it. Not with claws or speed, but with fire, with each other, and with cleverness passed down through 1,000 generations, all the way down to you. You survived the night long before you were ever born.